Hello people, today we are going to start with the first tutorial for the CCBA exam, which is Certification of Competency in Business Analysis. So in this tutorial we are going to learn about what is business analysis or what are the roles of business analyst and other key concepts, knowledge areas, etc. So let's see. What is business analysis? Business analysis is a set of tasks and techniques used to work as a liaison among stakeholders in order to understand the structure, policies, operations of an organization and to recommend solutions that enable the organization to achieve its goal. It may be performed to understand the current state of an organization or to serve as a basis for the later identification of business needs. It involves understanding how organizations function to accomplish their purposes and defining the capabilities an organization require to provide products and services to external stakeholders. It includes the definition of organizational goals, how those goals connect to specific objectives, determining the course of action that an organization has to undertake to achieve these goals and objectives, defining how the various organizational units and stakeholders within and outside the organization interact. Who is business analyst? A business analyst is any person who performs business analysis activities, no matter what their job title or organization role may be. So it's not necessary that a person who is doing business analysis has a title of business analyst. Can be system analysis, a person involved in the project management, or anyone who is doing that kind of task which involves business analysis can be a business analyst. They must analyze and synthesize information provided by a large number of people who interact with businesses, such as customers, staff, IT professionals, and executives. Business analyst is responsible for eliciting the actual need of the stakeholders, not simply their expressed desires. They will also work to facilitate communication between organizational units. They often play central role in aligning the needs of business units with the capabilities delivered by the information technology and may serve as a translator between those groups. So let's learn about certain key concept that will be used throughout the tutorial and future tutorials. So first thing is domain. The domain is the area undergoing analysis. What is solution? A solution is a set of changes to the current state of an organization that are made in order to enable that organization to meet a business need, solve a problem, or take advantage of an opportunity. Requirements. A requirement is a condition or capability needed by the stakeholder to solve problem or achieve an objective. It is also a condition or capability that must be met or possessed by a solution or a solution component to satisfy a contract, standard specification, or other formally imposed documents. A requirement can be classified into four different categories. First is the business requirement. What are business requirement? They are high level statement of goals, objectives, or needs of an enterprise. They describe the reason why a project has been initiated, the objectives that the project will achieve, and the metrics that will be used to measure its success. In short, is a business need. Why the project was taken or how the project align with the business need or business goals or objectives. And the second is stakeholder requirement, which means you have to find those stakeholder requirements signify whether the needs of a particular or a class of stakeholder has been satisfied. What third is solution requirement. There are two types: functional requirement and non-functional requirement. Solution requirement describe the characteristic of a solution that meet business requirement and stakeholder requirement. In case of functional requirement, they describe the capabilities the system will be able to perform in terms of behavior or operation, specific information technology application actions or responses. Non-functional requirements describe environmental condition under which the solution must remain effective or qualities that system must have. So functional is more related to the operations or terms of behavior of a particular technology or application, and non-functional mainly deals with the environmental condition, not related to function of technology or application. Transition requirement, these are temporary requirement as soon as the transition happens. It facilitates transition from the current state of the enterprise to a desired future state. Then in business analysis, there are six business six knowledge areas. First one is business analysis, planning and monitoring. Second one is elicitation. Third one is requirement management and communication. Fourth is enterprise analysis. Fifth is requirement analysis. Sixth is solution assessment and validation. And last is underlying competencies. So let's see one by one. What are these? Business analysis, planning and monitoring. It covers how business analysts determine which activities are necessary in order to complete a business analysis effort. It covers identification of stakeholders, selection of business analysis techniques, the process that will be used to manage requirements, and how to assess the progress of the work. The tasks in this knowledge area govern the performance of all other business analysis tasks. What is elicitation? It describes how business analysts work with stakeholders to identify and understand their needs, concerns, and understand the environment in which they work. The purpose of elicitation is to ensure that the stakeholders' actual underlying needs are understood rather than their stated or superficial desires. Requirement management and communication knowledge area. It describes how business analysts manage conflicts, issues, and changes in order to ensure that the stakeholder and project team remain in agreement on the solution scope, how requirements are communicated to stakeholders, and how knowledge gained by the business analyst is maintained for the future use. What is enterprise analysis knowledge area? It describes how business analysts identify a business need, refine and clarify the definition of that need, and define a solution scope that can feasibly be implemented by the business. The knowledge area describes problem definition, analysis, business case development, feasibility study, and definition of solution scope. What is requirement analysis knowledge area? It describes how business analysts prioritize and progressively elaborate stakeholder and solution requirement in order to enable the project team to implement a solution that will meet the needs of the sponsoring organization and stakeholder. It involves analyzing stakeholder needs to define solutions that meet those needs, assessing the current state of the business to identify and recommend improvement, and the verification and validation of the resulting requirement. So requirement analysis takes place throughout the project, and it progressively elaborates the requirement as the project goes on or as the new things come up. Solution assessment and validation knowledge area. It describes how business analysts assess proposed solution to determine which solution best fits the business need, identify gaps and shortcomings in the solution, and determine the necessary workaround or changes to the solution. It also describes how business analysts assess deployed solution to see how well they met the original need so that the sponsoring organization can assess the performance and effectiveness of the solution. What is underlying competencies knowledge area? It describes the behavior, knowledge, and other characteristics that support the effective performance of business analysis. So there is another term called task. Each knowledge area describes the task performed by the business analyst to accomplish the purpose of that knowledge area. So each task has following format. It has a purpose, it has a description, input, elements, techniques, stakeholders, and output. And this is the example of generic stakeholders which will be used here. So generic stakeholder can be business analyst, and their role can be business system analyst, process analyst, consultant, product owner, etc. Customer, who are customers, and they can be segmented by market, geography, or industry, etc. Domain subject matter expert or domain SME can be broken out by the organizational unit, job, or role. End user can be broken out by the organizational unit, job, role, etc. Implementation SME or implementation subject matter expert can be project librarian, change manager, configuration manager, solution architect, developer, DPA, information architect, usability analyst, trainer, organizational change consultation, etc. Then another stakeholder is operational support, which can be help desk, network technician, release manager. Then project manager, who can be scrum master or team leader. Then supplier can be provider, consultant, etc. Tester could be quality assurance analyst. Regulator can be government, regulatory bodies, auditors. Sponsor can be manager, executive, product manager, or process owners. Let's see another term which is called techniques. Techniques provide additional information on different ways that task may be performed or different forms the output of the task may take place. These are the examples of generic techniques which are regularly used in the projects. Let's see acceptance and evaluation criteria definition, brainstorming, business rule analysis, data dictionary and glossary, data flow diagram, data modeling, decision analysis, document analysis, interviews, metrics and key performance indicators, non-functional requirement analysis, organizational modeling, problem tracking, process modeling, requirement workshop scenarios and use cases. Each technique has following format. It has a purpose, description, element, and usage considerations. The usage consideration is mainly used to find out how effective or not effective can be a technique, or how we can use it to make it more effective. Underlying competencies. These are the skills, knowledge, and personal characteristics that support the effective performance of business analysis. The underlying competencies areas relevant to the business analysis include analytical thinking and problem solving, behavioral characteristic, business knowledge, communication skills, interaction skills, and software application. These are general underlying competencies which should be there in any business analyst for good business analysis. So guys, I hope you got some idea on what is business analyst, what a role of business analyst, the knowledge areas and other key concepts used in the business analysis. So next time we'll learn about each of the knowledge areas in upcoming tutorials. So come back to my channel or subscribe to my channel for more videos on business analysis or CCBA tutorial and other things. Thank you for watching.